Greetings from very cold, very snowy, very blustery Truchas, New Mexico, my new home. And everything is not only more enchanting than I ever could have imagined, and so much more than I can even comprehend at this moment. But any kind of fear that I had in getting here and in being here um, has all vanished. And I'm figuring it out. And it's wonderful. It truly feels destined in the most bizarre way. It's almost like my, it's almost like I'm in a fairy tale. I'm in a fairy tale of my own creation. And I don't have a reference for it. But since landing a few days ago, I've just been in nesting mode, just making this look the way that it's meant to look. The magicalness is, it's like nothing I could have foresaw. So basically what I'm doing right now is I'm really just, I haven't even gone outside. Um, and that's a whole nother comprehension that I can't wait to explore. But right now, I'm just getting my nest um, in order. So I haven't really had a chance to really fully understand the depth of what where I am and the perfection of where I am. But that will come once everything feels a little bit more like a home. Um, and it really feels familiar. Not familiar as though I I have experienced it before, but familiar in the sense that I don't know if I would say that it's been waiting for me. Maybe, maybe something like that. Um, but like I said, I've been more in practical mode of getting everything in order. But you know, in the spaces in between doing things and creating things, I can't help but feel the energy move through me and in me with a real peaceful type of knowing. And it's something that's beyond me. Uh, it's not just this casita and how this is turning into a dream. It really feels like a cottage, a gorgeous cottage in the middle of nowhere in a ghost town. It's like this, and I haven't really, I only met one person in that because he came in with my landlord to take some stuff out that lived here and lived here his whole life. And he was a nice person, but I barely even talked to him. But from what I'm told, you know, because there's hardly anybody that lives here, and to have somebody new come into this space is sort of creates a lot of buzz, but buzz from a distance. So it's sort of like what I'm understanding is the eyes are on me, even though you can't see the eyes, which is good because it, in some ways, it seems respectful. But also, I can't help but relate it to, you know, some type of a movie. You know, you have this ghost town. It used to be, you know, there used to be a restaurant and a gas station and a general store. And all those things are abandoned now. Um, and a lot of homes are abandoned. And people are moving out, even though it's about an hour south of Taos and about 45 minutes or so from Santa Fe, um, in this incredible town called Chimayo, which is just about 9 miles away. Holy cow, I can't even begin to tell you about Chimayo, let alone begin to tell you about where I am here. I mean, and I will make a proper video once everything is more in order and I do venture out more, but just in my window views and all the different sides of the casita, spectacular. Like I stepped back in time. Um, I have a view out the side towards the back where there's this log cabin shed that I don't know how long it's been there, but behind it is the mountains, like far in the distance, and like a rickety fence. But you really get that sense of the Old West. And then from that side, you can see, and I don't know if there are two old churches that are just right outside, like within view. And I don't even think I mean, the one, they may have it every now and then, but it's not actively open. And so just what that represents, and to be able to see all that. And obviously there's a degree of that, and at some point this was a booming spot. And now there's still energy alive here. It's just not in physical form. And so I feel without a doubt that I was called to this space for my next level teaching. And, the way that it all came to be, this casita, of all places in New Mexico. I mean, I was looking around Santa Fe, Albuquerque, and so this is off the beaten path, but I didn't even have to look. I mean, it was like the second space that spoke to me. The first space didn't really even speak to me. I was just thinking, oh, this might be, it's an apartment and not anything like this. Not that doesn't even count because it was so wrong, and this is so right. And I had a friend who planted a crystal for me, and then I waited to go online to look for a space after she did that, and then boom, immediately. And then me and my daughter, Ava, came out and checked it out and signed the contract. And the rest is history, and history in the making. Because I can't even begin. I can't even begin to guess how this is going to evolve me. Because I feel without a doubt that because there is no distraction here, that I will be able to focus more intently with the energies that are speaking to me. And as I mentioned, it just feels like it's everywhere. There's this higher consciousness that is of the land. And I mean, I'm at 8,500 elevation. So you talk about evolving just in height alone. The yurt was, I had so many things hanging. because it was part of that next level moving. I posted a video saying, part of your world, the Little Mermaid song where she talks about moving from water to feet, fins to water. And I posted a video. I'm ready to move from feet to wings. And so just being up on my um, stool, hanging everything, feeling, that what it feels like to be in that higher space, even just in the yurt while I was decorating. This is another playing field. So not only am I at 8,500 feet elevation, but I have a lot of things hanging here too. Not to the degree that I did there, because I don't need to, but even when I get on the stool back there to hang things, I can feel the elevation even more. I feel that lightheadedness, and I'm doing great, as far as any type of, my body's adjusting, as though another sign of ease. That's what I had asked for in this move, was please let me move through it with ease. And all the fears that sort of manifested in my brain, I just, it's like it's not that I didn't look at it, but I did the best I could with, whatever it was. And then I just kept moving forward. And I had the exact right people that were helping move me forward. I mean, just the ride over here, the commute over here with um, my daughter Ava and her beloved Soleil. Um, I mean, it was supposed to be really hard going, ice and snow, and my landlord was like, "Yeah, don't do it." I had to turn around, and I just have my car, and my car did so good. And they had a pickup truck that was just filled with my stuff, so we just did it all with a pickup truck in my car, and it was not only filled with ease, but it was enjoyable. And there were little detours, that we did, and little celebrations that we did along the way that I wouldn't have done. But, because I was with them, they were like, "Hey, what about if we do this?" And even though time was really crunchy, because once they got here, like everything sort of had to be boom, 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 because they had a flight out the next day. And there were things that I needed help with once I got here. And so it's sort of like we needed everything to fall into place. And everything fell into place in ways beyond what I could have hoped for. It was not only an amazing memory, but it was like a blessing. There was a part of me while we were in transit, when we were getting all this bad news of what was coming and things like that. And it was just like, hey, you know, this is supposed to be destined. So why are you making it hard? And the reality of the situation was they weren't making it hard. It was the information that was coming to me, probably good intentioned, or maybe, who knows? I'm sure the people were good intentioned, but the way that the darkness, um, can create these illusions that aren't real. And so it's almost like, what are you going to do? Are you going to just accept that the future is somebody else's interpretation? Or are you going to do the way that me and Ava and Soleil did? You just keep moving forward, doing the best you can with what comes into play. You don't base the future on a projection from now. That that doesn't make sense. And they helped me to just keep moving forward, just keep moving forward, doing the best with what comes. And we did. And we didn't have to figure too much stuff out because it really was a surreal journey in New Mexico. And so I'm not exactly sure, where I belong these days. I definitely belong here. New Mexico, I mean, they call it the land of enchantment. There's a reason. You have to be in a particular space of where you can really appreciate the power and the natural beauty that's around you without clutter in your mind telling you what is beautiful and what's not beautiful. Um, because there's a power in the simplicity that I'm only now understanding in these 55 years because I had to. It was my whole life has been a work in progress. And I can't even imagine what people in Truchas must be thinking. Oh, here's this, who is this woman, coming in to live all by herself in the middle of nowhere. And, if they get a peek at, what I'm starting to do with the casita, it's just like, who is this witch? Who is this cool ass magical witch moving in the middle of nowhere? I mean, I can't even imagine. I mean, it's a total movie. This is what movies are made from, you know, and it hasn't even begun. I'm just setting the stage. I haven't even begun to get magical. Um, but it is so much more than me. The magicalness is just patiently, patiently waiting till I'm ready. And and the interesting thing, and I'll show you more once I get it decorated the way that I want, but as far as geometry, there's a degree of sacred geometry that I've been hearing about and I don't really understand about, and I still don't exactly understand. And so there was a part of me that when I was in the yurt, it was interesting about living in a circle space, but then the yurt also had a plexiglass opening. And so having the light come in and living in a circle, I didn't know how that would change me. And to say that it got me here is like, wow, it changed me in all the right ways as far as I'm concerned, because I am so excited. I am so excited. I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am. But here, the casita, and this was one of the things that I was realizing, is that the casita is, I guess, basically like a square, okay? But in the inside of the casita, it's almost like there's a circle pathway. So you're in this big main area, and then you walk into this smaller room, and then you walk from there into the bathroom, and then there's another door that walks into the bedroom, and then you keep walking out into this space. And so you have a circle within a square, and then you have these, rectangles inside the circle. It's in and it's I can't even begin. I can't even begin to comprehend if that is sacred geometry and I'm going to be living it even more acutely, find it interesting. You know, and I have always loved, I had it in our house in Wildwood. I love that there's at least one space where there's that you can go this way or you can go that way. You know, we had that in our stairs. Um, so you come up like you walk into the foyer and there's stairs there, and then you walk up the landing, and then you can walk down the stairs into the kitchen or walk up the stairs into the top floor. And so I always loved that idea that, oh, you can go this way, you go that way. And so I have that here with the bathroom. So it's like there's two different, there's something about that, almost like a secret passageway, you know? I'm in the game of Clue. Who did it? Um, and as you can see, uh, you know, we hung. I needed Soleil and Ava to help me with the hanging of the curtains, because that was part of, one, practicality, because these are heavy curtains. And the reason for these curtains is when I open them up, they create a wall, not a heavy wall, but enough of a wall to keep the heat inside the middle of the casita. And so then on the French doors, I also have curtains. And so at nighttime, I um, hang like I undo the ties, and then I push stuff up against to create a seal for those windows. And then the windows on the side, you know, I seal those up. In the daytime, I have the light come through, but at night, it's wonderful because it truly works. And I have what part of my fear was that, how am I going to keep this space warm without the hassle of the wood burning stove? Because firewood is very expensive up here. And there's this idea that the heat is not uniform, and there's the mess, and then there's the smoke, you know, that naturally, and then the soot, and then it, you know, it's going up into the atmosphere. And so it didn't make sense to me. And so the idea of how many space heaters is going to take is like, what can I do to insulate? And I'm here to tell you, one radiator type space heater is all I'm using. I have a little, I have a fan that blows at night, that blows the heat. A light, you know, light fan blows the heat more towards the bedroom and this little kitchen space. And then at night, I just have plenty of comforters on. I am not cold at all. So I think today it's going to get down to 0. But, you know, at night, I'm sure it's been in the 20s and teens, and it's been just fine. And I come out in the morning and it's, you know, 50 degrees out here, which is completely doable. I feel like I'm going to make it in the winter. And the winter was the hardest. That was scary. Thinking about moving into the middle of nowhere and the you know, snow and, you know, the freezing cold temperatures. And I was just like, what's this gonna do to me and my magic? Am I gonna like, oh? And it's not only the fact that I'm gonna make it, but I feel as though because of all this ingenuity, um, not and plus I love the way it looks. I love the way that it looks, you know, like I close them up at it in the daytime and I get the natural light in and the sunlight. You can see how strong. I mean, there's no sun today because it's just a total snow blustery day, but you can see how much light is coming in these front, and so there's so much. But it looks really pretty, you know, like we hung the rope, and then, you know, thread. I got these curtains on Amazon, and it's just gorgeous looking. It's so gorgeous looking. And having all my little magical friends here, and everybody has a new way that they want to be expressed. And so I'm sort of like going slow and seeing how everybody wants, how to position everybody and align people, all my energies here with their their new manifestation. So I am doing amazing here in Truchas, New Mexico. And as I was saying, I don't know what state I I have a friend, Guy, who's from Memphis that calls me Cali girl. Well, I'm not a Cali girl anymore. And I think at some level there was a part of me that wanted to. I love California, but I don't know that California is me. Um, and we'll wait and see if New Mexico is me. Um, it has the makings of potentially could be me. So, what is that, anyways? I don't even know. Anyways, but stay tuned and blessings and soon to be magic. And I'll show you too what I have when I venture outside. I haven't left the casita since we got here. Um, I think it's been 3 days now. I don't even know what day it is. I think today is Saturday. I had an amazing 1122 um, portal activation meditation with Andrea this morning. And so that really sort of got me a little bit more because there's a part of me that's just been tunnel vision a little bit. And so I was crying, through it, just allowing and releasing and opening, and after that, I was like, I'm ready to do a video. So, anyways, happy new year to you. I am very much here in this space right now. Um, at some point, I will make a video thanking Topanga and, you know, the memories that I have there and how I will forever be grateful to Topanga Canyon, um, as I was Wildwood, Missouri. But now it's Truchas, New Mexico, baby. Happy New Year to you all and many blessings and excitement, hopefully, that comes in this year for you.